They've been called rolling bombs, railroad tanker cars full of combustible liquids like crude oil. Two investigator Pam Zekman's here, and Pam's serious concern right here about the safety of these tankers.
That's right, Rob. The Chicagoland area is the #1 corridor in the nation for the transport of hazardous materials like crude oil, ethanol, and other flammable chemicals. And that leaves a lot of people worrying about the worst-case scenario. 47 people died in Canada near Quebec when a train loaded with crude oil derailed. And earlier this year, a tanker car fire near Galena burned for days. Images that haunt leaders of communities with heavy rail traffic, such as Barrington.
If it happens in the middle of my town, 10,000 people live here, 8% of the homes are within 300 feet of the tracks, it would be an absolute devastation.
The federal government recently issued new safety standards for tanker cars in hopes of preventing future catastrophes. Are those new rules adequate?
The standard for the new tank car is a good one. The problem is it's not going to apply to enough cars and soon enough to make a difference for our community.
Currently, less safe tankers can still be used for another 10 years for materials like ethanol, or if there are less than 35 tanker cars per train, like the one that passed during our interview. That train, would that be affected by the new rules?
No, because it only had 15 tank cars.
Here in southwest suburban Stager, dozens of crude oil trains pass through each day.
If we were to have an accident right here at this crossing, you would wipe out half a Stager.
This is also a big issue in heavily populated areas of Chicago, where rail lines crisscross the city. Every day, more than 450,000 gallons of crude oil roll through residential neighborhoods like this one in Pilsen. What makes these fires from these tankers so difficult?
The difficulty that we experienced on initial arrival on the first responders is the fact that this fire burns so hot and so quick.
Chief Walsh heads up a 34-town emergency response team. Every year they send members to train at seminars paid for by the railroad industry.
If we didn't have a training like that, I don't know if we could realistically prepare ourselves for an emergency of a crude oil or a train crash.
If you only knew how close these tank car trains came to schools and other critical things in our state, in Chicago, I think it would give people pause.
Senator Durbin is pushing the rail industry to adopt a faster timetable for replacing less safe tanker cars. What is your fear of that kind of catastrophe happening here?
I fear the worst.
Another concern with the tanker cars is accidental spills or leakage. Last year in Illinois, more than 4,000 gallons of hazardous materials either leaked or spilled out of tanker cars. That was a near 4,000% increase over 2013. And Rob, officials say that the reason for the delays in replacing all these tanker cars is to give the railroads time to do it at a reasonable expense.
And you really think about it, in every community around here, and these trains just go right through, and many times they're all tankers on those trains.
Very, very close to homes, close to businesses, and it's going to be a problem for quite a while.
Yeah, okay. Pam, thank you.